Welcome back, everyone. Here are the next 3 stories in our countdown.
Number 4.
Over the 9/11 weekend, 3 people were killed in Harmon, linked to gang violence and underground fighting. 6 people, 2 of which were minors, were ultimately arrested. Witnesses said the incident started with a riot at Hatta Market in Harmon. 20 people jumped a group of 5 males, with 1 person being fatally stabbed. Later, in an abandoned warehouse in Dededo, 2 more people were stabbed. Arrested were Vimsum Mencio, Benny Robert, Osupwang Murtok, and 2 boys, 16 and 15. GPD Scott Wade says it appeared the murders stemmed from previous altercations between rival gangs.
One of the groups involved in the stabbing, one of the Chukis gangs from this last incident, were involved in an underground fight with another Chukis gang area. And from that, they encountered another group that they had fought a month ago at Ipoh Beach. And from that, they decided to go and celebrate by drinking alcohol in an abandoned warehouse.
The triple homicide brought together Guam's law enforcement community, village mayors, and the Attorney General's office and leaders within the FSM community to collaborate on ways to stop the violence. FSM President Emmanuel Mori also came to Guam to speak with his constituents.
So we need to work with the citizens of the FAS, especially Micronesia. And that is my role here, to try to start the dialogue. What is it that, can't you understand that you're a guest? You must behave as guest. You must respect the people, their laws, culture, and be thankful.
In the wake of the triple homicide, a new FSM Consul General for Guam was appointed.
We created a committee a couple of weeks back, and they came up with an action plan on how to deal with some of these problems. So we're going to start to see how we can implement those as soon as possible.
A plan we should see to fruition in the new year.
Our number 3 story of the year happened in March, the 9.0 Japan earthquake and tsunami. Giant walls of water swallowed cities, towns, and farmlands in northern Japan. The disasters left close to 16,000 people dead and more than 3,600 people missing. 20 countries across the globe were on high alert, including Guam after the trembler triggered tsunami warnings.
We're uncertain about how it would be directly affected on Guam. We just have to take the precautions. An 8.8 earthquake is probably the largest one we've looked at in this. That's the same size as the one in Chile from last year. Dangerous. That's a little scary. I would personally think people, vulnerable areas like Retinian Beach and Taragi, I would basically head back up the hill.
Japanese residents in Guam watched media reports, worried and fearing for the worst for their loved ones.
I heard that it's been very difficult to even call them. So some people still don't know whether their relatives, families are safe or not. So it's been very stressful to the people who lives here, who has family in Japan.
The earthquake and tsunami were just the beginning, as Mother Nature's wrath sparked explosions of reactors at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The ordeal was described as the world's worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl. For Guam, the disaster sent tourism arrivals from the country on a downward spiral and left plans for the military buildup up in the air. But aside from that, the disaster brought the community together to show an outpouring of support. Japan Consul General Yoshiyuki Kimura.
I really appreciate warm-hearted words and actions.
Number 2.
We're now just one story away from the top story of 2011, but number 2 in our countdown is the heartbreaking tale of a 14-month-old baby that died of pneumonia and malnutrition. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola said the infant was literally skin and bones. The infant's parents, Ray Hokog and Mary Rojas, appeared before Magistrate Judge Alberto Tolentino in July.
You have a copy of this? Yes, Your Honor. Did you read it and understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
The people of Guam are charging you with manslaughter as a first-degree felony in child abuse as a third-degree felony in this complaint.
Earlier that month, medics transported the baby to Naval Hospital after she was found breathless in her Mangilao home. Concerned about the condition of the infant, hospital staff contacted Child Protective Services, which then contacted the Guam Police Department. Prosecutor Stephen Leon Guerrero.
We're alleging that this defendant and the co-defendant allowed their 14-month-year-old daughter to starve to death. We are also extremely concerned because this defendant and the co-defendant have 6 other minor children. So we do feel that the $100,000 cash bail is appropriate and warranted due to the significant and serious nature of the charges and the resulting death of this minor child.
The magistrate's complaint states that the toddler was born on May 30th, 2010, weighing 6 pounds. When she died, she weighed 5 pounds and 8 ounces, and the prosecutor's declaration indicated that she has not received medical attention since birth. The toddler's rib cage was clearly evident, and her arms and legs reportedly had an approximate circumference of 1.25 nickels. Court documents state the child contracted pneumonia as a result of her malnutrition. The couple, when interviewed by police, said they live together and take turns taking care of the toddler and her siblings based on their work schedules. The case continues to work its way through the court system.
We are now at the #1 story in our countdown, but we're not going to reveal it just yet. You'll have to wait a couple more minutes.
That's right. Before we head into our next commercial break, here is a look at the most streamed videos that you watched on KUAM.com in 2011.